Adding and subtracting fractions. So we've got a few rules we're going to go ahead and fill out first. Our first rule is there must be a common denominator. So once we have our common denominator, that number will be the denominator in our answer. Okay. All right, rule number 2. If we change our denominator, we must change the numerator. Okay, so if you need to go ahead and pause that video to write those down, please do so. And you also want to remember that you do not forget to apply your integer rules. So we're going to have some positives and negatives we're going to be working with here. Okay. Alright, so number 1 here, we have 3/10 plus negative 1/10. So I have a positive and a negative, so these are different. So I'm going to need to make sure I subtract them. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 minus 1 is 2, and then my denominator stays the same of 2/10 would be my answer. I need to go ahead and then take a look and make sure it's going to be a positive one because it has a larger value. And I can also then simplify this. 2/10 turns into 1/5. Okay. Number 2, I notice that I have 2 positives there, so I'm definitely going to be adding them up. But what I also notice here is I do not have a common denominator, so I need to go ahead and create that. Looks like 24 should work for my common denominator. So in order 8 to turn to 24, I need to times the denominator and the numerator by 3. So it turns into 9/24. In order for 12 to turn to 24, I have to multiply it by 2, which means I multiply this by 2 as well. So 10/24. So this was a times 3, and this was a times 2. Okay. Now that I have a common denominator, I can go ahead and add them up, and I get an answer of 19/24. Right, number 3 here. I notice that it's a subtraction problem here. So I need to go ahead and change my subtraction to adding the opposite. So I now have a negative 1/10 plus negative 5/8. I do not have a common denominator, so I need to change that first. Looks like 40 should be a common denominator. So in order to put 10 to 40, I need to multiply it by 4. So it's negative 4/40 plus negative, and then 8 to get to 40 is times 5, so 25/40. Again, they are the same symbol. They're both negative, so I'm just going to add the two numbers together. 4 plus 25 is 29, and bring my 40 over, and it is a negative 29/40. Let's look at number 4 here. I have negative 2/3 plus 5/8. So I don't have a common denominator. Looks like 24 should be it. I need to multiply this top and the bottom by 8 to get there. So 16/24, and that is a negative. Plus, and I need to multiply by 3 to get here, so 15/24. I have a negative and a positive, so they are different. So I'm going to subtract them. So 16 minus 15 is 1, and then bring my 24 over. My 16 is a larger value than my 15, so my answer is going to be negative 1/24. Now when I go ahead and answer this question, my negative can go at negative 1/24. I can put my negative in the middle, or I can put my negative on the bottom here. It's technically all the same answer. There's no difference in any of them. Let me slide that over so you can see it. So I can put the negative on the top, in the middle, or on the bottom. This is all the same answer. No difference. Alright, so you have some questions now to do as well. Zoom out here. Okay, so go ahead and try those problems out, and then go ahead and pause your video and see how you did. The number 1, you should have got an answer and simplified it down to half. Number 2, negative 10 over 11. Number 3, 13/24. Number 4, negative 1/12. And then our last word problem here, number 5 here, we should have got an answer of 5/12. There is another sheet attached to this. Looks like this. You do not have to do those problems yet. We'll take care of those in class tomorrow.